Welcome again to Introduction to Saha series where we cover the textbook Introduction to Saha, which I have reformatted and edited well, not really edited, but, kind of reformatted, made look prettier, added a little bit here and there. So we are on One Ikis Urwok, the 12th lesson. The vocabulary, aka Talar, is Alta 6, Sette 7, Ares 8, Taurus 9, 1 10. Then we have Ili, hand, Atach, foot, Tarbach, finger or toe, aka digit, Swan, fat or thick, Sidigis, thin, Kolgas, short, Uhun, lawn, ras, clean, kirdech, dirty, khabar, goes or walks. So we have a little variety of vocabulary there. Pause for screenshot if you need to. Okay, going down to the grammar. So today's grammar, we have remarks on grammar. We are learning the dative case, which is a fancy way of saying how we say to or at in this ton. We put something onto the end of the noun. So instead of to the house, we say house to, and we add the to the end of the word. So the nouns in a way get conjugated, but you could just think of it as instead of coming before, it comes after. I think the case systems are not difficult, but they are often difficult because if you just read the dative case, and this is fine. I mean, if you're familiar with the academic view of language, it's completely understandable. But if you're not, and you don't even have to be, let's be real, you will see the dative case is formed with the help of the affix ra, which yields the following variants. A lot of people may not know what that means. We're saying to slash at, okay? Um, so if the root of the, aka the ending of the noun, is a wide vowel, a, e, a, u, or a diphthong, la, ye, wa, u, then we're gonna add ra, re, ra, or ru, and that's going to be based on the vowel harmony. So you'll see. Hopefully, I can zoom in without it cutting off. Um, but otherwise, feel free to screenshot and then zoom in. Or if you're on the computer, it should be big enough you can full screen. Because if I make this font any larger, it will not fit on the page properly. And actually, I can't zoom in because last time I did that, I ruined the video and I had to redo it. So work with me here. All right. So aga, agaga, father to the father. Jie, jiere, house, at the house, to the house, home, at home, etc. Aga, agaga, to the child. Buru, bururu, wolf, to the wolf. Wal, boy or son. Walga. Sorry, that's the next section. So if the word ends in a narrow vowel, e, o, or u, or the consonants ya, la, ra, then you're going to add ga, ge, ga, gu, right? So we'll say wal, ga, sire, sire, ge. And I'm not going to translate all of these. These are all words that we have or have had. But yeah, sire, sire, ge, dagar, dagar, ga, gutter, gutter, gu, bird, to the bird. All right. If the noun ends in a unvoiced consonant, ka, pa, sa, or ta, then we're going to add ka, ke, ka, or ku. So we would have escape, escape, ka, tis, tis, ke, titeret, titeret, ke. And you'll notice sometimes there'll be a change of the final letter. If it's a T and it follows with a K, it'll change to a K too. So we don't say titeret, ke, because it's too hard to say. We say tetereke. All right. Olopos, oloposko. Then if it ends in a cha, we'll add another cha starting ending. Ha, he, ho, ku. Atach, ataka. Again, some people may say atacha. Some people may say ataka. Kitech, kiteke, nape. I actually had this word and this example for the dative case with my old teacher, and she tried to explain to me what that meant, and I couldn't figure it out for the life of me. I have no idea what nape means. I guess it means the bottom of the neck or something. So I don't even know if that's a common word in Sakha. Again, if you're a Sakha and you're watching this, do you say kitech? If you do, how would you translate into English without saying nape? Because I don't know what that means. All right. Ahoch, ahoka, utik, utuk. Um, and yeah, utuk is a manor house. I looked that up, and I found a Russian translation, Google it, and all this stuff. Apparently, it's like a farmhouse or an abandoned Soviet era house. Is what we call an utuk, which they for some reason translate into manor house. I don't even know what that means. I have no idea. I think a manor is a rich person's house. I don't know. That's the thing with language, you know. It's like they'll be like, "Well, this means this in English." It's like, "Well, I don't know what that English word means." Anyway, if your noun ends in the nasal consonants ma, na, or ng, then you're going to add nga, nge, nga, or ng. Okay, so on, nga. You'll notice the na changes to a ng there. Um, ting, tinge, squirrel to squirrel. Oron, oronga. Ilim, ilim, ilimnge, so the M may not change. And using the dative case, observe the following cases of regressive assimilation. That's fancy speak for what I just mentioned, where the final letter of the noun will change to make it easier to say when attached to the following ending. In this case, the dative case ending meaning to or at. So if you have a t coming upon a ka, it will change to a ka also. So horse is at, atka, we say akka. Okay. Teteret ke, we say tetereke. Ot, otka, we say okka. The terminal H of the root is assimilated to the initial n of the affix, so it basically the n becomes an ng. So an plus ng, we say anga, instead of anga, which would be harder to say. This is just if you didn't learn this rule, aside from the spelling, right? But if you didn't learn this rule and you tried to say an nga, and you say it naturally and quickly, it will naturally become anga. Same with like titereke, it will end up just naturally being titereke. Okay, so it's not woo, it's not fancy, it's not magic. It's just the way sounds go together and are more easily said. Emersin, emersinge. Okay. The dative case bears the following three basic meanings. The object to which the action relates or is addressed, it answers to questions. Kibieche tuoka. Okay. To who, to what is what those mean. And I should probably add that in there. Let's be honest. So to who and to what? Black. Alrighty. So write to the teacher as a command. Tell me, mieche et. So you're literally saying me to or to me. The pronouns have their own form. We'll see that in a minute. I think et, tell. Kipse, tell the child. Kipse and et are a little different, but we translated both to tell here. The dative case could also be the place towards which an action is directed, aka to, answering the question handa, meaning where. Okay. Askualaga paralar, they go to school. Jiege, jiege, jiege. This should be, let's see, jie. That ends in the vowel ie, but there is no vowel. Yeah, it is right here. So that should be jiege, not jiege. Unless it's some strange exception. I've always seen jiege. So again, my viewers are helping me. I don't claim to know everything. This I believe is slightly incorrect, but to be honest, according to the table, according to everything I've heard, it should be jiare. But if you do happen to say jiake, it's still understandable. It's just harder to say. All right, go into the house. I copied a dictionary entry. The verb kir can mean to enter, to go in. It could also mean for the sun to set, or it could mean to go out into something. That gives us also the words kiri, meaning access, kiri at, meaning log in, like on the internet, kiri til, meaning password. Very interesting. Okay. Haradache, astuolka, ur. Put the pencil on the table. That's a very useful verb, or put, place. All right. The third option of the dative case, it could also refer to a place in which an action is realized, which would be more like on or at, or in some cases in. The question answers the question hanna, where. Oloposko, oloror. He is sitting on the chair. Balahaga, ulelir. He works in the hospital, or maybe it'd be more natural to say at the hospital. In English, yes. Duaskaga suruyar. He is writing on the board, we say in English. So on or at. Okay, so let's add to our little to, at, on. Okay. And yeah, so the pronouns min, el, kini, bihigi, ehigi, kim, as well as the word kihi, all takes the suffix ieche in the dative case. So mieche means to be. The writer has also translated chez moi. If you speak French, it would make sense. Eieche to you, chez toi. Bihieche to us, chez nous. Ehieche to you, chez vous. Kinieche to him, to her, or to it. Chez lui, chez elle. Kimieche to whom, or chez qui. Qui hieche to the person, chez la personne. Although keep in mind, if you do speak French or other languages that have this kind of grammar, ehieche, as he put here, is plural. It's like y'all. And I'm going to change that to y'all because y'all is a word, and I'm a southerner, and I refuse to say you to more than one person because it doesn't make sense. But yeah, some I have seen some materials try to say that N is singular, I mean, is informal, and ehigi is formal, but that's not quite accurate. N is singular, ehigi is, N is singular, ehigi is plural. All right? Mieche, ehieche, eieche, bihieche, ehieche, kinieche, kimieche, kihieche. Keep in mind the second and the third may sound kind of similar to you, so just keep an ear out. Do you have a ya in there or do you have a cha? Eyeche versus ehieche. Okay. Now we will look at our read section. No longer read and translate. You can still translate it if you want to go to the OG PDF. But today and every day in these lessons, we are just reading. Okay. Kihere iki ili iki atakbar. A person has 2 hands and 2 feet. Kihere iki ili iki atakbar. Ili ulelir atak khabar. Hands are used to do work and feet are used for walking. But basically just hands work, feet walk, okay? Hand works, feet walks is what we're literally saying. Ili ulelir atak khabar. Then, ili siniges atak swol. Hands are thin and feet are thick. You can also say narrow and wide, perhaps, in English. Ili siniges atak swol. Ili ke wanda ataka tarbaktar balar. Hands have fingers and feet have toes. Ilige wanda ataka tarbaktar balar. But you're literally saying hands on the hands and on the feet. There are digits. There are fingers slash. Wait. Yeah, fingers slash. Hands and fingers, feet. Yeah, yeah. They both have, because tarbach, you'll remember, is just fingers or toes. Either one. Okay. Whew, that's a lot of words. We're getting there, y'all. We're learning all our body parts, our numbers, all this great stuff. Bir, ilike, bies, tarbach, iki, ilike, one, tarbach, bar. There's 5 fingers on one hand and 10 fingers on 2 hands. Bir, ilike, bies, tarbach, iki, ilike, one, tarbach, bar. All right. Iki ataka ebie one tarbach bar. 2 feet have 10 toes as well. Iki ataka ebie one tarbach bar. Ili tarbaga uhul wana siniges atak tarbaga kolgas wanda swon. Fingers are long and thin, toes are short and fat. Speak for yourself, buddy. I have like monkey feet. My toes look like fingers. I can write with my feet like a chimpanzee. But yeah, I think that's kind of a peculiarity of North or Western European folk. Because I be knowing like Central Europeans and Asians and stuff, and they got like shorter, wider feet than we do. And my feet are like long. Anyway, enough about my feet. Uh, Ili tarbaga uhun wanas yigis atak tarbaga kulgas wanas one. Then we have buhas ilini. How many hands is this? Buhas. How many? Ilini. So you notice sometimes if you have a word in a vowel, the e, a, u, etc. question ending will put a little n, a little n in there, because ili would be kind of hard to say. Ili. All right. Bu bir ili. This is one hand. Bu bir ili. Manda has tarbach bari. Yeah, this is one hand. Bu bir ili. Then how many fingers or toes are there? Here. Manda has tarbach bari. Okay, how many fingers am I holding up? It's probably, if I'm pointing at my feet, it could be toes. That's why I put toes. All right. Bir, iki, us, tort, bies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bir, iki, us, tort, bies. Manna, bies, tarbach, bar. There's 5 fingers or toes here. Manna, bies, tarbach, bar. All right. Buhas ilini. Buhas ilini. How many hands is this? Buhas ilini. Bu iki ili. This is 2 hands. Bu iki ili. Alright. Manda tarbach chachi. How many fingers are these here? Again, it's like how many fingers am I holding up? Manda tarbach chachi. Oh. Manda tarbach chachi. Manda bies. There's 5. Here's 5. Manda bies. Manda alta sette agus tagus 1. There's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 here. Manda alta sette agus tagus 1. Iki ilige 1 tarbach bar. 2 hands have 10 fingers altogether. Iki ilige 1 tarbach bar. Then en iling kirtekto orasto. Are your hands dirty or are they clean? The grandma asks before she allows you to go to the kitchen to eat. My grandma would always be like that. She didn't even ask. She'd just be like, all right, go wash your hands. And then if I was like, well, I just came out of the bathroom, so I just washed my hands, she'd be like, do it anyway. I'd be like, all right. So me and my cousins would all go to the bathroom and rummage kind of, to the sink. And all be trying to wash our hands at the same time. And yeah, anyway. And Eileen kirtekto rasto. Min ilim ras. My hands are clean. Minili maras. Bu ora ilite haidari. How is this child's hand? It's kind of weird in English, but anyway. Bu ora ilite haidari. Elel bu ora ilite kirdech. This child's hand is dirty. Bu ora ilite kirdech. Now we have to read and translate, which again, read. It's the second section of reading. Voila. Dagarum, my friend, Ubaya, older brother his, Koraka, city in, Urinir. Studies. My friend's older brother studies in the city. Dagarum, Ubaya, Koraka, Urinir. Then we have Nyorgun Uchu Talga Suruyar. Nyorgun writes to the teacher. Nyorgun Uchu Talga Suruyar. Uskabai Kaga Turt Kihi Alarar. 4 people are sitting on the bench. Uskabai Kaga Turt Kihi Alarar. Tunuke Kinige Sitar. Tunuke Kinige Sitar. A book is sitting in the window. Tunuke Kinige Sitar. Ilige pies tarbach bar. A hand has 5 fingers. Ilige pies tarbach bar. Ubayam ulelir. My older brother works. Ubayam ulelir. Alright. So we're also going to review our plural endings, our possessive endings. Agalar, tire, balar. The children are at the house. And the beauty of highlighting these endings is in the different colors and just making sure you know what they mean. Okay, lar, that's a plural ending. Re, means to or at. Dative case. It really helps you understand the language if you know what the root word is and you know what the endings are, which in English would be put usually before the word. Instead, it just becomes a lot more clear. Ağalar ciğe bağlar. The children are at the house. Ağalar ciğe bağlar. Then, ehen ağalarga kepsir. Your grandpa's telling stories to the children. Ehen ağalarga kepsir. It doesn't literally say tell stories, it just says tell, but like that's basically what it's saying. Bu ağalarga alta ağa bar. This old man has 6 children. Bu ağalarga alta ağa bar. Alright. Iti ebeksinge us tis bar. The old lady has 3 teeth. Oh my. Sometimes we lose our teeth by the time we get old. Iti ebeksinge us tis bar. Almost done. Iem kara agaga kinige agar. My mother reads a book to the little kids. Iem kara agaga kinige agar. Then, kinigeler eskapka setallar. The books are in the closet. Kinigeler eskapka setallar. It's saying the books lie in the closet, though. But we're literally saying. Alright. Bostaga tuach setari. What is that lying on the floor? Tuastaga tuach setari. Then, hosko kim chabari. Yeah. You don't really have to answer these questions. This is not the question and answer part, so you can think of an answer for them if you want to, but voila. Hosko kim chabari. Who is walking in the room? Hosko kim chabari. 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 There you go. Uchutalga kim barda. There's a little glimpse into the past tense. We're going to learn how to da to bar. Single a bar. Bar. to make it past tense. So teacher 2 who went. Who went up to the teacher? 우주talka kim barda. Then we have iti tieke kim oloror. Who's living in the house or in this house, etc. Iti tieke kim oloror. Then we have bu ostwalka kim ulaliri. Who's working at this table? Bu ostwalka kim ulaliri. All right, and that's it, y'all. That's it. I couldn't remember if there was a question, answer the question section, but there ain't. So next time we're gonna learn some more fun vocabulary about body parts and stuff, and then you pretty much know all your body parts, got internal organs and stuff like that in the next lesson. So I'm not gonna make that one today. I'm gonna, because I like to keep learning by myself too, and I've done like more than half the book by now, as far as reformatting it and translating it and stuff. Um, but I like to keep improving. So every video, I want to make sure I'm on my top game here because I don't want to be. I know I'm not Sakha. A lot of people see these videos, they're like, "Why are you making these videos? You're not Yakut," and I don't think they mean nothing by it, but I'm just saying because I'm not Sakha. I don't live in Sakha Respublika. Respublika Sakha Yakutia. So obviously you're learning from a dude from the south of the U.S., quote unquote, and so I want to make sure I can do the best that I can do for you guys, pronounce as close to native speakers as I'm possibly able to, and make sure I understand as much of the nuance of the language as I possibly can. And so, yeah. So there we go. I will see you guys next time. Thank you. Have fun learning Sakha. Kurso Qaidiri.